This is the first video in a series I'm calling Letters to My Grandchildren. They're not how-to videos, but notes that I'm writing basically to my grandchildren and to my kids, their parents, talking about not the kind of grandfather I am, but the kind of grandfather that I aspire to be, that I want to be. Not the kind who's got it all figured out, but the kind who's still learning about what really matters. So let me share what I wrote. Dear Francesca and Theo, today I wanted to talk to you about one of the hardest lessons we face as grandparents, teaching gratitude in a world where it seems our kids have everything. You are growing up in a world that always has you wanting to chase more. More stuff, more attention, more everything. And my hope is that when you see this happening, you'll remember this. You already have more than you think. You just need to see it. You see, we live in a time when everything around us is trying to convince us that we're missing out on something. Social media, advertisements, even conversations with friends all seem to make us think that we're missing out, that we don't have enough. But I've come to believe over the years that the happiest people I've known weren't the people that had the most. They were the people that noticed the most. They were thankful, not just for big wins, but for all the small little blessings of everyday life. And I'll be honest with you, that doesn't come easy for me. As your grandpa, you know how I have always been. As your parent, always chasing after shiny new things, always trying new hobbies, never being quite satisfied with what I have. So it's tough. I recognize that I need to be more thankful for what I have and not always chase after something new. But it's a practice. It's something I have to work on every single day. Just the other day, two of my grandkids, Hank and Knox, 5 and 6 years old, they asked me about the music boxes that I made for them last Christmas. Now, of course, I remember these. I made 6 of them, one for each of the grandkids. Put a nice little music box mechanism in them, finished the boxes all up, painted a nice picture of each individual kid on the cover, lined them with felt. It was a fun project, put a lot of love into it, and the kids were all very appreciative of them at Christmas when I gave them to them. But after the holidays, as time went on, I kind of assumed that they had forgotten about them. New toys, other new shiny things, louder games. I figured they were just kind of relegated to a corner somewhere. But then last week, out of the blue, they asked me about them. They wanted to know, how did you make these, Zopa? Can we take them apart? What's inside? How did you decide what song to use? I mean, I knew they still had them, but it was really wonderful to hear that they still cared about them. And that moment really kind of got to me because it reminded me that what sticks in a child's heart isn't always the thing that's flashy or expensive. It's the things that are done with emotion and with care and with love. It was like a very quiet kind of gratitude. And I carried that with me the rest of the day. So that moment about the music box reminded me of something I'd read a long time ago I'd like to share with you. 2,000 years ago, there was a Roman philosopher named Seneca, and he wrote a series of letters to his young protege or young friend, Lucilius. And 2,000 years later, they're still around. You can read them. But there's a section in one of them that fits in here real good with all this, and I'll paraphrase a little bit. But he says, it's not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who always longs for more. What difference does it make how much he has if he is always chasing more, if he focuses only on what he has yet to get and not on what he already has? But here's the thing. This isn't something they taught me in school. I never took much of philosophy classes, or if I did, I certainly forgot it. It's something that I've picked up over many, many years of being a parent and now being a grandparent. It's taken me many years to realize that you have to practice thankfulness. And it's a practice. It's not something that people are born with. It kind of goes against your nature just a little bit. But it's practice just like anything else, just like learning to play an instrument, just like learning to speak a foreign language. Is something you just have to work at every day to make conscious effort. So here's a couple ideas of things you can try to practice thankfulness. Maybe at dinner, just go around the table or around the couch, pause the TV, but just go around to each person and just say one little thing that you're thankful for that day. One little thing that made you smile. Doesn't have to be deep. It could just be, hey, the grilled cheese is really good today. Maybe start a family gratitude jar. You just drop a little note into it once a week. Or maybe write a thank you note to someone who did something nice. Even if you don't send it, just the act of writing it helps you to remember and be thankful for the things that happened to you that day or that week. As for me, I'm still working on this, still practicing. There's days when I complain more than I should. Just ask Grammy, she'll tell you. And there's days when I forget how much I have to be thankful for. But I'm trying. Because more than anything, I want to live in a way that shows you and shows myself that contentment isn't about what you have. It's about what you see around you when you open up your heart just a little bit and pay attention to the blessings you do have. So if I can pass that along, that'd be just a little thing that I'd be awfully grateful for too. So if you're watching this, try it this week. Find one ordinary moment and just whisper to yourself a quiet thank you. And I'll be doing the same. With love, Opa.